Hello, this is Dan Nowman, Nice Wander, and I am here at the family home of the Van Halens here in Pasadena, California. Very modest looking home here behind me, and it is turning into a shrine. It's definitely a national landmark. And of course, many are all around the world are coming here to mourn the death of guitarist Eddie Van Halen. And it's interesting to me that he had such humble beginnings and very modest house. Van Halen started in the garage behind, and they went to school here in Pasadena. The Van Halens went to Pasadena High School. David Lee Roth went to Muir High School. And there's a pretty funny picture actually in the lobby of the high school on the alumni wall when you first walk in the front door, I have to say that. But the Van Halen brothers also went to Pasadena City College, which is right down the street here. So they probably walked to school. Their mother is from Indonesia and their father is from the Netherlands. So they came here as immigrants. They didn't speak English. Amazing story, very humble story, humble beginnings. Their mother insisted that the brothers learn how to play music, be trained, because their father was obviously professionally trained. And so they went to Pasadena City College, and I have some personal experience having worked there. So I could easily imagine the two brothers being there at the music school, hanging out in the quad, that kind of thing. One time I was in Trancas Market parking lot. I was actually boogie boarding with a friend. We were in Malibu that particular day, and he went into the store, and I stayed in the car. And on the other side of where we were parked in the parking lot, there was a Cherokee Jeep, and Eddie, and I believe it was Sammy Hagar's son, came out of the store and got into the Jeep and drove off. But I smiled at Eddie. He smiled back, and I think I might have waved at him. I was on the passenger side, and they were on the other side, parked next to our car. So I have those stories.
There's a little memorial here to Eddie Van Halen, not too far from the family home where he lived.
That ain't it. I didn't even run it.
Carved into wet cement in front of Eric's box. This is the liquor store where the band would come in and get their stuff before they went back home to practice here on Allen Avenue. Still here.
Band dramas are not unusual, and certainly Van Halen is no exception. Those of us who are fans of music as well and follow certain bands, we are familiar with certain stories associated with our favorite bands. We all know the Beatles. Well, those who follow the Beatles more intensely know about Yoko Ono always hanging out in the studio and the issues George Harrison had trying to get more of his songs in the band. And then, of course, the Paul is Dead thing on the Abbey Road cover with the bare feet, and like the rumors that he had died, or what's really going on. What's the difference between the fact and the fiction? It's not always clear, and it's used for marketing purposes as well to sell product, right? So it's nothing unusual. In the case of Van Halen, we know about the issues with David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, and there's questions about did they quit, were they fired? But I can confirm a fact actually associated with one of those dramas. When David Lee Roth left the band, apparently Eddie Van Halen was pretty bummed out about it, and he had to bring his Lamborghini for repairs here. This place is now out of business, but it's been here as recent as the 2000s. It was called Platties, and they would surface high-end foreign automobiles. And he brought his Lamborghini here. Somebody at Platties could tell he was kind of bummed out. Something was different, and Eddie said that, yeah, my singer just left the band, as in David Lee Roth. And somebody said, well, you know, Sammy Hagar is a customer here. Why don't you call Sammy Hagar and invite him into the band or something, you know? And so apparently the phone call could have happened here, but the exchange of that information did happen here. Even Sammy Hagar has confirmed that that's how they met, was basically through a connection at Platties. So it's always interesting to get actual stories and to be on location to tell you the stories. And of course, this is Platties in Pasadena, California. Had to come here and pay tribute, and to think of the amazing guitar work of Eddie, and just the brilliance of how he built his original guitar. He became friends with Les Paul, and you can just see the two of them nerding out on being innovative and building things, as well as experimenting with different ways to record and make incredible sounds with guitar. So many wonderful stories are coming in. A documentary is being made. So I had to come here and pay tribute to Eddie, since long overdue. And of course, the music lives on forever, and many people were impacted by his work on Michael Jackson's Beat It, which was actually Michael Jackson's biggest hit. And that had a lot to do with the sound of Eddie Van Halen's guitar on that song. So this is Nice Wander from the family home of Eddie Van Halen and also his brother Alex. Stay present in the moment, always.
Thank you, senor. Was it me?
But I think he's going through something right now.
Of course.
All these records related Sunset Song and a lot of the Sunset Boulevard. What a sound! It's like Temple produced, and you know we're paying tribute. This is the Van Halen family home right here, and we can't get enough of these stories, because from humble beginnings they obviously dreamed really big. So guess what? Dreams big.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know. I know a lot of bands, and
there's a million players in their bedrooms dreaming about that.
Maybe the right place, right time, and he just went for it. That's what he wanted to do. I seen Roth talking to him, and you know, Roth don't be quiet, so he's just like looking at Roth, and Eddie, would we have done it? He goes, "This is all I know to do." And that's all we do.
Yeah, that was the combination of everybody in that band, including Michael Anthony.
Oh, good backup vocals.